Hey guys, what's up? My name is Erica, and today I want to talk to you all about the health impacts of our drinking water. Our drinking water is obviously very important to sustaining our lives and our bodies, so that's why it's so important that our water's clean. Often people assume that our water's clean because we live in the US, where everything is so high-tech. We've got skyscrapers, basically electronic everything, so how could our water not be clean? The simple answer is that it's kind of one of those things that tends to fly under the radar, basically until it's a catastrophic issue. So, for years and years, most of the US has had clean drinking water streaming directly into their homes, into their kitchens, into their bathrooms. But now, the same pipes that used to deliver clean water are now exactly what's poisoning it. As awful as that is to hear, the next question people usually ask is, so what's the big deal? Millions of people drink this water every day. And I'm sure most of you have probably only heard about this issue in a handful of news stories about Flint, Michigan, but not much more after that. The most concerning issue isn't the discoloration of our water or the odor of our water, it's what it's doing to our bodies. Our water is full of lead, and lead is an extremely dangerous chemical to consume. A multitude of health experts agree that there is no safe level of exposure to lead. After making its way into our drinking water, the heavy metal can cause serious and irreversible damage to our nervous system, fertility, and cognitive ability. Howard Markel breaks it down for us and says, "We know that even at the lowest levels, lead in the body interferes with the normal functioning of just about every cell in the body because it chemically displaces elements that are essential to daily life, such as calcium, zinc, and iron. Lead blocks the elegant manner in which red blood cells carry and deliver oxygen, how one moves his muscles or her limbs, and perhaps most importantly, the transmission of electrical messages by the brain." If that's not scary enough, the World Health Organization says that lead can damage various systems of the body, including the nervous system, the reproductive system, the kidneys, and can cause high blood pressure and anemia. They further explain that consumption of lead is extremely harmful to the developing brains of fetuses, young children, and pregnant women. Furthermore, high levels of lead in the blood in children can cause consequences that are irreversible, such as learning disabilities and behavioral problems. Lastly, and probably most importantly, when blood levels are high enough, they can cause convulsions, coma, and even death. Knowing that all these life-altering health effects doesn't even begin to scratch the surface of possible outcomes from lead consumption is no doubt horrifying. What's even worse is taking it out of a hypothetical and looking at real examples. In August of 2015, Dr. Hannah Atisha, a pediatrician at Flint Hurley's Medical Center, began testing her patients for lead. The overall number of Flint children with elevated blood lead levels climbed from 2.4% to 4.9% between 2013 and 2015. And in high-risk neighborhoods, the number of children with elevated blood levels went from 4% to 10.6%. So there's always the question of, why should I care? If I don't live in these areas, then it's not really my problem. But the biggest problem with this mindset is that this issue is becoming more and more common throughout the US, and every day more Americans are suffering the consequences. Truthfully, your area could be in the midst of the issue and you may not even know it. Part of this is because the protection we're supposed to have as a community isn't exactly effective. The Environmental Protection Agency says, through the Safe Drinking Water Act, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency requires all community water systems to prepare and deliver an annual water quality report and to take action in the event of lead contamination. Yet, some continue to flout their obligations. A 2016 NRDC analysis indicated that more than 18 million people were being served by 5,363 community water systems that violated the lead and copper rule, and some counties never even reported the troubling data. So the bottom line is, your water very well could be, and probably is, just as contaminated as many other cities throughout the US. And truthfully, if it's not already contaminated and we don't fix the issue, it will be soon. At a very basic level, there are some things you can do to protect yourself from the consumption of lead. But unfortunately, these are not solutions. The Mayo Clinic states that you can regularly clean your faucet and to stick to the use of cold water only. You can eat a healthy diet that contains lots of calcium, vitamin C, and iron to slow the absorption of lead. And you can use water filters that are certified for removing lead, so long as you remember when to replace them. These tips, as well as others, can help reduce your exposure to lead, but they cannot stop it from getting into your system. The only way to truly solve the issue is to go straight to the source and fix the problem at its core. And that will take a lot of time, a lot of advocacy, and a lot of funding. So, as I sign off, I want to leave you all with this. The simple fact is that your health matters. The health of you, your family, your friends, your neighbors, whoever, it matters. And unfortunately, you're all at risk. The issue of lead contamination in our water is a very, very serious one, and one that needs to be more prominent in our social agendas. There are solutions out there, but it's entirely a matter of acquiring the public's attention, the government's funding, and the actual resources to do so. So please, use your voice to try to solve the issue at its core. And in the meantime, use any and all tips and tricks to lower your lead consumption. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye.